just wanted to come on and do our weekly show today as normal and just share some more tips and tricks on how you can step into your business or create a new business or do whatever you feel is necessary for you right now, as these are challenging times and where we are all at, it's really unknown. And so on many stages throughout my day-to-day, I contemplated continuing doing my life. And then I said, no, I can't do my. So I have a beautiful guest with me today, and I'm going to bring her on. Please welcome the beautiful Leanne Blaney.
Hi there.
How are you, Leanne?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for asking me to come on tonight. It's a lovely night. I'm looking forward to having a chat with you.
Yeah, awesome. So, Leanne, you are an award-winning author, an international speaker, a certified bucket list coach. Can't wait to hear more about what that is. Who loves to take park run challenges.
I do. It's a bit of a variety there. I think it's the fun stuff. I was calling myself an adventure coach. Now I'm the certified bucket list coach, so which is a real thing. So yeah, it's exciting stuff.
That is cool. I'm just going to quickly pop on my phone and share live group. So if anyone has any comments, we'll see them come up here, and then I can answer them or ask you at the same time. So I'm just going to quickly pop on and share this to our pages. Where are we? Here we are. Bright, beautiful blue colours in the background.
My favourite.
Okay. So anyone that is joining us right now, if you have any questions about where you currently are in business right now, that Leanne or myself will be able to help you. Please just come in and ask any questions, any questions on how to start a business. We are here to in any form. And if we can't help you, we know people that can, don't we, Leanne?
We certainly do. We know lots.
Okay, I've just shared.
Wonderful.
See who comes on. Turn my volume down so we don't have the echo. So tell me, what did you get up to today, Leanne? What did you do in your business today?
Well, today was very much Mondays for me is getting ready for the week.
Yep.
I often get my podcast interview episode done. I look at what goals I want to get done. Usually I plan a top 5. So today it was things like getting some content done, making sure I'm content ready for the week, Facebook posts, scheduled in, that type of stuff. So lots of like admin type behind the scenes work today.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that seems to be my week as well, like my day for all that kind of stuff. Follow-ups from the week before, making sure all my plans are in order for my following week, and emails.
Yes.
All those fun things.
All those
admin work.
That's it.
So, Leanne, I have a series of questions on our Business Today show that we like to ask our special guests to support small businesses, medium-sized businesses, or businesses that have been running for about 6 to 12 months that are struggling, and they're in a space of procrastinating because they don't know what to do in their business right now. So are you ready for the first question?
I am super ready. Let's go.
Excellent. So how did you get started in business?
With business, I think it took me a long time. I always had this dream when I was younger that I wanted to have my own business, but I didn't come up in a family that, sort of supported that. They always thought you have to have a secure job, you have to be paid well. And the security was the biggest thing. So I ended up in a government job, and that was for quite some time. I worked in universities and government. So then I realized that this is not me. I wasn't enjoying myself. I wasn't getting up. So I thought, okay, there's a lot of stuff going on for me. Maybe I should work on myself. So I did a bit of personal development. And that's when I sort of realized, things opened up for me, that I realized what was going on for me, and that this was not my dream life. I'm thinking, I don't want to be in this job until I retire. So that's why I thought, around 40, these thoughts started coming in. So I worked on myself for 5 or 6 years and did the transition thing. But obviously I had to get some business skills because I didn't know anything about owning my own business.
Yeah.
But that's how I got started, just by doing work on myself, and then realizing that, I can actually help others, because I was on the road to burnout. I'm thinking there's a lot of women like me on that road to burnout. So surely I can help them because I've helped myself. So that's how I sort of come to think, okay, business, that's what I want to get
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Okay. And so what do you do in your business right this very minute?
So I started off doing adventure coaching. So I was, working on the personal development side, finding out what blocks people have, that stop them from wanting to go out and live that life that they're craving instead of sleepwalking through life. So I started off doing that life coaching, but then I got into adventure coaching, realizing that, yes, you can start to transform yourself, but still enjoy your life without having to have fully transformed as such.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was adventure coaching, which led me into going, wow, there's this thing called a certified bucket list coach. And I realized that I was actually living that life anyway, because to me, adventure was so important, to go out and do the things that I love doing and try new challenges. And it really sort of made me know a lot more about myself. So that's what I do in business. I take, especially women who are around the 40 to 50 on that road to burnout, from that place of not knowing what they want to do, sleepwalking through life. It's Groundhog Day. They don't know what their passion or purpose is, to a point where they're living their bucket list and they're just having that fantastic time, looking forward to every day, looking forward to the weekend, looking forward to, now, rather than waiting for when I retire, when I have more money, when I have more time, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So what is a bucket list coach, and kind of what do you do? So guide me through the process. I'm a client.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do a dummy kind of consultation on me, so people really get to understand and feel what you do.
So what I'll do is find out what's actually happening for you now, find out what the status quo is. So, why aren't you going out doing those adventures? Do you like doing high adrenaline stuff, or do you just like doing different things? Because I just want people to know that adventure and bucket lists are not all about travel and doing those adrenaline type activities. It's a lot more than that. And then once we get to that point and find out, okay, there might be a couple of things that are going on for you, so we'll work on that. And then we go, right, now it's time to get a bucket list. But there's 12 categories in a bucket list, because if you go and think of my bucket list, every letter in that is a category for a bucket list. And it's a really holistic and personally rewarding bucket list, rather than just travel or adrenaline junkie activities. So we would work on that, getting you to fully realize what you've done, because a lot of people have done a lot of stuff in the past and they don't realize, oh yeah, I did do that, and get all those feelings back again. So we call it a reverse bucket list. And then we go, okay, what's your future bucket list? And we go through all the categories and you're thinking, well, what would I love to do? And usually when you're sort of brainstorming with other people, because I like to do group work a lot, because people start bouncing ideas off each other and getting, oh yeah, I'd love to do that. Oh yeah, what about this? So you get a lot of excitement in it, and you can actually do things together too. So that's what I would do. I'd sort of take you through that journey.
Oh, wow. Okay, so my next question for you is, when did you know that this was really your calling? And I know you touched on it a little bit at the start, but when did you really, really know?
I think it was on my 40th birthday, because I had been trying to lose weight before then, and I'd been in a really bad place. And I thought, oh my God, if I just lose weight, it'll change my life, like what a lot of people think.
Yeah.
But, I joined up to a program which luckily did mindset stuff and started helping with my mindset, thinking, oh, well, this is pretty good. And then I started going out climbing mountains and going in challenges for running, all those charity runs, things like that. And I thought, oh, I'm really enjoying all this different type of stuff. So one day I was actually climbed this mountain in the back of the Sunshine Coast. And I was on the top there getting a photo done with my hands in the air, thinking, yeah, this is pretty cool. Then it just hit me thinking, wow, I've just taken myself for being really, really low in a really bad place. And it wasn't about the weight loss. It was all this other stuff, to a place where I'm absolutely loving my life. And it seemed to be a calling that just hit me, thinking, wow, I can take other women, especially women, because that's who I work best with. And that's what sort of like, it was a calling for me, because it was a real aha moment on top of this mountain.
Wow. Which mountain was that on the Sunshine Coast?
Mount Gungun.
Okay. No, I haven't climbed that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Didn't have Coolum.
I've done Coolum and that, but no, it's sort of more south of that. It's probably closer to Brisbane.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so my next question is, starting your own business and, being successful, we always have our challenges and struggles in our own business. What was the toughest time that you remember being in your business?
You just cut out a bit there, but I think you're saying what was the toughest struggle I've had to date in business, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me, there's been lots of challenges in the way that, I've had to learn new skills and learn how to have a business. But to me, the toughest struggle was just being visible, showing myself up, because for so long I worked in these jobs where it didn't have to be my face that was selling the business. I was just behind the scenes doing what I was told. So to now suddenly my business is a one-man band and I'm out there, and people, they want to get to know you. They want to sort of know, like, and trust that. You hear that all the time. Yeah. So I had to sort of start going, okay, I'm not connecting with people. What's going on here? And I realized, because I wasn't telling my story, I wasn't telling them why I was doing this and, why I would be the best person to work with. So it took me a while to go, okay, let's be vulnerable here. Let's tell the story. And so that's been my biggest thing, because I had a mask on for so long that I had to be a certain type of person, that I couldn't show weakness. You don't cry in front of people. A lot of people thought, oh, you're the strong one. And I thought, I'm really not. I'm breaking up inside, and you don't know what I'm going home to. So I decided to tell my business. And that once I started doing that, tell my life story, I should say, to people for my business. And then now I'm actually public speaking, and I'm quite fine mentioning the highs and the lows, and because that's me. And people then go, oh, I can relate, because I've been there too.
Yeah. And so how did you, when you realised that you needed to share your story and be vulnerable to be seen, what were the feelings that you were experiencing? And can you give us, some tips that supported you in that self-recovery of, oh my gosh, this is how I'm feeling, is it nudging me, or something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people think being vulnerable is weak, but it's not. It's just opening up, and it doesn't mean laying all your dirty laundry out there. It's just saying these things of the feeling, like, yeah, I felt as though I was a bit of a failure, with my life, because I'd been through divorce and my child lived with her father for a while. So I felt like a failure. I didn't want people to know that. And then when you're sort of starting your business, you go, oh my God, I don't want people to know I'm not earning any money yet. There's all those sort of feelings come up. You're thinking, oh, I'm out there, I'm speaking all this. Do I feel like an imposter? So there were a number of feelings coming up. But when people really related to what I said, and I really just let my guard down and talked from the heart, it just seemed to change. It just seems to be so natural now.
Wow, that's awesome. Because when we get into that vulnerable space and our truth comes out, isn't it funny how you shift your business? Did you hear that question?
No, that one actually cut out.
Okay, sorry. So when we actually show our vulnerability in our business, and then, we can really step into that, well, for me, it changed a lot, because I kind of shifted that consciousness. Is that how you felt in your business?
Definitely did. There was a whole change from how I used to see myself to how I see myself now, and how I relate to people, and the people I'm actually attracting. That totally changes. I think you start, attracting those people that, have an interest, that are better for you, and not like coming from that toxic environment of government and being with people that were not my people. Yeah. It's been a huge shift for me to actually go, oh, hey, can I open up? Because what if all these people are like that? But it's just opened up my eyes. I think there are so many beautiful people out there. I've had so many new connections all over the world. I mean, you and I have had a great connection from day dot. It's just amazing. We met on, on Facebook of all things, and then we met face to face a little bit down the track. But, it's just those people like that are just so different to what I'd come from.
Yeah. So, Leanne, for all the other struggling businesses out there, or for people that are wanting to start a business of their own, predominantly there's a lot of people right now wanting to start up an online business. You and I don't do online businesses, but we do support people in getting clear on the message or the business model that they're wanting to actually step into, and then we have people behind the scenes that do all that that online programs and other things. So for anyone that's out there that's contemplating or struggling, do you have any advice to share with them?
I think you said it with the online, it broke off then a little bit again, but I think, with going with your business, you need to be flexible. Have that behavioural flexibility where you go, yes, a lot of my stuff's face-to-face, but how can I quickly turn, especially in these times, to make it online? But have lots of different things, different avenues, because there's so much of our marketing is done online these days. It's not just, yes, I do a lot of face-to-face networking and that, but you've got to do both. You've got to be out there for both. So I'm out there networking, yes, when I can. And then you've also got to be online. And, yeah, I do have people help me with the technology side of things because, yes, I'm not techno-savvy. That was been a bit of a struggle for me, but I'm learning all the time. But it's definitely just keep adding to your skills. I think it's getting the right people to help you. Getting a mentor has been so important for me. I just felt like I was stagnant for such a long time until I got a mentor, and then I got a book out, and then I've been doing speaking gigs, and I've been doing workshops overseas and big retreats, with Elizabeth Gilbert. That was, to me, was an all-time high for me just in February of this year to be part of a retreat in Fiji. So opportunities will come if you get yourself out there and you do get the right help.
Yeah, and you have to ask the right questions too, don't you?
You do, and it can take a while to learn what those questions are, but just keep asking, because even if you don't know what something is, if you just keep asking, then that'll make sense, and then something else will make sense. And if you keep exposing yourself to, like, I learned a lot from going to networking events who had an educational speaker. So I learned lots about things that I should be asking, and then I could go deeper once I learned that these things existed.
Yeah. So, Leanne, you're an award-winning author. Tell us about writing your story, writing your book, and the name of your book, please.
So the book's called Balance, Adventure School for Women. And it came about that I thought, well, I needed something tangible for my business. And this is where the mentor came in and said, right, you need something tangible. Let's do this. So what I did is I put aside 3 months, and I wrote the book and got it out there as soon as possible. I know a lot of people can't always afford to do that, but I just set aside these 3 months. But it came about because I had gone through this stage of my life was chaos, up and down, all these fluctuations in emotion, and I was trying to hide them all. And I never felt like I was grounded, like, that I was the calm within the storm. Everyone would say I was, but inside I didn't feel like that. So I wrote my book Balance about inner balance, not work-life balance, all those external environmental factors. It's about that inner balance inside that makes you feel like you can put 2 feet on the ground. I'm grounded, I'm centered, throw things at me. Life throw things at me, and which we're obviously going through times like that now. So the book actually touches on the foundations for people who haven't done personal development before, or maybe only a little bit. And it takes them through a few activities, and then it leads them through to get to the stage of, hey, let's do some inspirational adventures. So get a bucket list, start doing things that push you out of your comfort zone and find out who you really are. So that's what I sort of take people through that journey, to get that inner balance first and then go out and have the adventures. Yeah. And
so do you have one of your books there that you'd be able to show us?
Oh, you're asking. It's in a box. I only just arrived today, the new lot. How funny is that? I ran out because after the last speaking gig, I actually ran out of all my books. And I was madly looking for more copies, and they were coming, but they arrived today. So
I know. I gave you my copy that you gave me.
I know. It was my last copy. I'll have to get you a copy back. But, yeah, sorry, I don't have one at the moment unless I go and open my box, which is probably not appropriate for right now.
No, that's okay. I just thought if you had one handy there that you'd be able to show us and show everybody that's watching. So for anyone that's watching our live today, or a repeat, or a watch show, can you let them know where to find you?
Yeah, probably the best place is for the book and everything is to just go to my website, which is leanneblaney.com. And that's the easiest place, because you'll find, about my bucket list stuff, you'll find about me, and you'll find you can order the book and the inspiration cards that I sell.
Oh, so tell us a little bit about the inspirational cards, Leanne.
Well, those I can show you because I do have these here.
Oh, nice.
They, it's actually that's what the cover of the book is like. So I've done them from quotes from the book.
Yep.
And on the other side is things like, be a sparkly-eyed adventure seeker. So I've just put, I'm trying not to get the light on it. Which way? That way. So yeah. I've just put little, just little things like light your spark. So it's just, I take them to networking meetings and things like that, so people can just have a little card and have a little thought about, how it might, affect their life, or just have a think, well, how can I sort of lighten my life a little bit? What makes my heart sing? All that sort of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. So they can buy the affirmation cards.
Yep.
And your book from your website.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
And also they could book a consultation, or what sort of consultations do you offer?
The first one's a free consultation, so we can find out what's actually going on for you, what you want, and make sure that we're a right fit, because I don't work with people that think, that aren't going to do the work, because, it does take work. So that's why I like to do that free consultation to start with, and there is a booking link on that website. So you can just have a chat to me, and it's no obligation. It's just a chat to see if we would work well together, what you want to get out of life, basically.
Awesome. And my last question for you this evening is, if you could change one thing about your life, being in business, what would that be?
Yeah, I was thinking about this before. To me, there's not a lot that I want to change, because I have changed so much, and I am a fairly resilient person now. I look after myself, so there's lots of self-care. I realise that if I don't look after myself, then my business is definitely going to suffer.
Yeah.
So I think, to me, I'm fairly evenly spread with what I do with my business, so I know to schedule things in, because if I don't and things just keep coming up, then I'm not coping well.
Yeah.
So really, the only thing I would think about is, I thought maybe on a personal thing is I'd love to, get enough money together to buy a bigger property, to adopt more greyhounds, because that would just make my life perfect, with my balance between working on my business and having these greyhounds I want to adopt. I've got one at the moment who's my beautiful baby, Fred.
Oh, nice. How long have you had Fred for?
Had Fred for just actually it's coming up to 3 years in April. Yeah.
And so you want to get another one?
I'd love to. We haven't got a very big backyard, so it's a bit hard to have multiple dogs, but we would love to get a bit of a property so I could, foster some, have a couple of my own and foster some as well.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, Leanne, do you have any last words for anyone that's in business or wanting to start business?
I think for the ones that want to start business is, don't give up on that dream, but prepare yourself first, because that's what I did. I didn't just do it overnight. I kept learning business skills. I kept working on myself, and just have a bit of a plan, saying, okay, if I want to do it in, say, 12 months' time, what do I need to get there? And use it as a transition. Sometimes you can go part-time at work, which is what I did. I went part-time first, then I took some long service leave, realised I loved it so much, never went back. For the ones already in business, it's just get really structured. Like what we're saying when we first came on is that today was my admin day. I do all that admin, getting myself ready for the week. I don't generally have clients. I might do a podcast interview, but I don't generally have clients on a Monday. And Fridays, I might wrap up the week, make sure I've got everything followed up, so I'm starting the next week, ready to go. So I think it's just finding what works for you with your structure, making sure you get the help you need, because I don't think I could ever do this without a mentor or coach, because I am one, but I know that I need one, and I think everyone needs that mentor and, that support community as well. So definitely have your support around you.
Absolutely. And I'm just going to throw in another question because I can. We use tools to create posts and, do a whole heap of other things. Do you have a favorite tool in business that you could share with anybody that's watching, and getting started?
I think the best thing for me was having Zoom, because it allowed me that flexibility of doing coaching clients to be able to see them. I could do my podcast interviews because it would strip out the video and the audio for me. And I can have lots of people. I can do webinars on it. I can do workshops on it. So to me, that's been the biggest thing for me is Zoom. I mean, I do have a Wix website, which I'm learning how to do, and it's been great. But it's just more the tool I would suggest if you're doing a lot of online stuff, and especially if you want to put your business online at the moment, Zoom is the best thing. I even do family get-togethers on Zoom now. We learned how to do that on the weekend. Great tool.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining this evening, Leanne. I really appreciate you and everything you do for everyone in business. It's just such a pleasure speaking to you again. Hopefully it's not too soon away that we actually get to see each other all again in person. But until then, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, you are so welcome. I've loved it. Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. So thank you so much for joining us this evening on the Business Today show. You have just heard from the beautiful Leanne Blaney about her book Balance, and that she is the bucket list coach. Did I get that right, Leanne? The bucket list coach. And we thank her very, very much for sharing her journey, her business journey with us, from a vulnerable place and from a professional place as well. So the Business Today show was sponsored by the Wellness Business Academy, the Global Crypto College, and Spiritual Events and Directory. We thank all our sponsors for all your support in making these shows absolutely possible. All our speakers are volunteers, and I do this because I love to share different stories about how people can sustain themselves in their business by getting tips and tricks from successful, sustainable business owners. My name's Kelly Kingston. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will tongue-tied, see you next Monday evening at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Bye, Leanne.